Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode. We're here at the Sundocks. Now, off camera, I went and killed Abaddon again and went to that area where everyone was giving us loads of quests, if you remember. And these were the quests where you could get heroes that you'd missed. Now, this episode is going to be the heroes that we missed. First one is a very simple one. We had the choice between Acolyte Jinn and Acolyte Susuke. At the end of the game, now the story between the two doesn't really change that much, so I decided to get the quest that comes at the end of the game. Gain Jinn. So we spoke to this person who said, "Good day, noble hero. Your deeds prove that you possess great honour and commitment to the good of the nation. I too revere these things. Let me serve you and I will bring honour to your house. Will you accept my sword? If you do, please tell General Hayao so he may write your name into the scrolls of our people." So this was the general we spoke to ages ago. Acolyte Jinn was one of the Zaishan that came over. She's originally from Cantha. She's the one with a little bit more backstory than Susuke actually, but we ended up choosing Susuke. And now we can go get Jinn. So that was this one. Very quick, I will admit that. Jinn will make a fine companion hero. Your combined might will defeat any enemy the gods choose to send against you. May the Emperor remember you in his prayers. So there we go. Acolyte Jinn is from a small town on the Canthan coastline. Mainly self-taught, she can be quiet and taciturn outside of combat, but becomes a methodical and deadly in a fight. So this is Acolyte Jinn. She's the ranger that we could have picked. We ended up having Margrid as our ranger, but that was the first. And there are actually two other heroes which are a lot more interesting. Pretty much, when you bought Nightfall, if you were one of the players who had also played Factions and Prophecies and had access to those continents, you could go, once the Zaishan came and you had access to the lands before, you could get quests which would let you find heroes that you could recruit from the other lands, which is pretty cool, I think, and they're both reasonably well fleshed out heroes. One of them nobody ever really used. Why am I at the consulate? Sorry about this. Right, so we got to come to the consulate docks. One of them nobody really uses because it's an assassin hero, and that assassin is called Zenni, and I will show you her first. So we want to speak to, I believe, Dinja. And remember, this is exactly when everyone started joining. Menlo came and so on. And if we speak to Dinja, you can see she's got two quests for us. Finally, I'll get to see the world. I've been stuck on Istan for long enough. I think she kind of voices an opinion a lot of people have if they've been playing a Nightfall character. Because Istan, if you think about it, we were here for a long time before we got to see the big wide world. Anyway, so there's two quests. First, we'll do Chasing Zenni. Linro, an Imperial Guardsman Kormir met during her trip to Cantha, sent a missive about an assassin named Zenni. So remember, Kormir went to the other lands to recruit them. Apparently, the Spear Marshal had asked Linro to keep his eyes open for any potential recruits. If you ask me, he's just trying to pawn his problems off on us. He saw the assassin in Kaineng Center, apparently looking suspicious. But we can't afford to be picky, so I need you to go check out this assassin. She might come in handy if things get any uglier around here. A cold, refreshing assassin? I sure could use one of those right about now. So, there we go. Right, so we get this quest. There's another quest which takes you to Kaineng Center, which we can now do. And when we're here at Kaineng, you can then take place in trying to find Zenni. So where are we going to? We're in the centre itself. Okay, so I guess we've got to speak to Linro. Linro, funnily enough, is if you're a Factions character who wants to go to Elona, there's a quest that you can get from Linro. I believe it's the same guard, and Linro's the one who tells you about Kormir. So it's quite cool. Linro's like Kormir's man here in Factions, which is pretty great. Feels good to be back here, actually. Haven't been here for a while. Right, so yeah, here's Linro, near the docks, which you'd go out into to get on a boat to go to Elona if you were from Factions. And he has to say, "May the blessings of the Emperor be upon you, friend. My duty is to inspect the goods sold in the Kaineng Center market. I must watch for both illegal and counterfeit goods. The Emperor is quite serious about making sure those who shop here are not swindled, hoodwinked, or otherwise taken advantage of." See, now you must remember, before Nightfall came out, this was kind of the go-to place, at least in my opinion, for everyone who did all their trading. And I believe, even if we look now... Oh no, nobody's trading here. Okay, but it used to be that everybody used to trade here a lot. And in fact, I do feel like sometimes they do. Maybe I'm just in the wrong district. But here we go. So, Chasing Zenni. You're one of Kormir's sun spears, aren't you? She mentioned some of you might come to Cantha. She wanted me to watch for any potential recruits for your cause. An assassin by the name of Zenni recently got off the boat. Rumour has it she spent some time soul-searching at Xingji Monastery. You should be able to catch up to her in the Buktik Byway, but be warned, she's not exactly a warm person. Okay, so let's go after her. You can probably tell from the quest name, Chasing Zenni. It's not going to be as simple as just walking out and saying hello to her. I've always said her name wrong as well. I realised before filming this episode. I always thought it was spelled Zemnai, but it's actually Zenni, which is quite weird to say. Anyway, let's go on out into the Buktek byway. Of course, as far as the story's concerned, right now the plague is still in the city, but it's subsiding. Shiro has been defeated. MOX is there, the mysterious MOX, who we still haven't spoken to after about 300 episodes. It will be coming, guys, eventually. Right, so let's come up this way. And Zemnai's all the way down here. This is what I like about the city here, because there's not really... If you guys have only seen Nightfall, then this is probably quite new for you, if you're watching this. But yeah, I always like this bit of the story of the city, just because there's not much to fight, except the Afflicted, which are undoubtedly going to pop up out of one of these holes. Oh no, they're not going to pop up. That's cool. I wonder if they edited the monster spawns here, because we're doing a quest that takes place like 3 years after factions ended. I wonder if that means that they've actually gone to the effort of taking all of the Afflicted out of the area, just so that it works in a story sense. Of course, in fact, it's June. I'm filming this at the start of June, and some of you might not be aware, some of you might be interested to know that a big new update called Winds of Change, which is supposed to be the size of a small expansion, the size of all the Guild Wars Beyond content they've put out so far to put together, will be coming out supposedly in June. So do watch out for that, guys. Anyway, so here's Brian. This is the Ascalonian guy. Do you remember him? Oh shit. And we're being fought by the Amphar, who are still rampant in the city. Lovely. Oh, there's Zenmai there. I must say, her clothes are very minimalistic, aren't they? Very, very, very simple armor. Alright, hello. She says, daggers are a girl's best friends. Sunspears? Sorry, never heard of you. However, it would seem you are of some use in a fight. As a Mozing, a masterless assassin, I moved from employer to employer like the wind. Unfortunately, my most recent employer was kidnapped by my former comrades, the Amphar, along with several other civilians from Kaineng Center. They will force these poor souls to drink from their corrupted chalice, turning them into mindless, afflicted monsters. If you've seen Factions, you'll remember that I drank from the chalice quite a long time ago. I know the location of their hideout in the Undercity. If you can face the danger, I would have you stand at my side. So, this is where the quest's going to take us, back into the Undercity, which again, we haven't seen for a long, long, long time. And, yeah, she used to be an Amphar, which is pretty cool, I think. Alright, here we go. So we're in the Undercity now, or about to be in the Undercity. Stop the Amphar from creating new afflicted soldiers. I wonder how deep in here we have to go. The Undercity is a funny one because sometimes it makes you go ages in. Sometimes you'll be alright and you don't have to go too far. And it looks like... Oh, look at that. Look at that. We've got ages to go. Well, if you guys have seen Factions, you've seen the Undercity. Plenty of it. So, and especially because I want to keep this all compact. I think I'm going to... simply cut it out. So I will see you guys in a minute. Okay, so we're coming up to the Amphar headquarters, just here. Alright, so there's some people talking. If I don't make it out alive, who will make kitty-eared headbands for the masses? Think of the people. Oh, such villainy. What drives the Amphar to this? Perhaps they're just mad. Why should an upstanding citizen be involved in all of this? I've done nothing wrong. Right, so they're all just talking. Go to Cantha, my friends all said. Such amazing sights and the food to die for. That's the last time I listened to them. Right, so it's obviously not going to be as simple as just walking in. There's Lao the Vindictive and Zheng Lu. I'm guessing these are bosses we're going to have to fight. Let's see what we can do. Like that time I made a sweater with no arms. At last, the ceremony could not begin without the most important player. Zemnai, my dear, you've kept me waiting for a long time. Too long, but it's an auspicious day that brings us together again. Did you think you could truly escape, Zemnai? Have you come to rescue me from these madmen? Oh god, is this going to be a big fight? I shall free you from the Amphar and then free you of the coin you owe me from my last job. Do not mistake that. Dealing with Lyle is a bonus. I do that for free. Such bile, such anger. You're as cold as ever, Zemnai. May Maybe if you weren't so frigid, you'd move a little faster. You see, you're already too late. Oh god, they're reading pretty quick. For that one, to pass the time while waiting for you, we had some fun laughs, and some drinks from the chalice of corruption. Just like old times, before you left us, remember? The past is a shadow that lurks behind us all, waiting to embrace you like the ground rushing up as you fall. I never forget the past, and today I shall settle its depths. A poet now, are we? You play at many things, Zenni. First you run from your past, like a mole that cannot face the sun. Now you come before me, playing the part of the hero while they're already dying. Very well, let your blade speak, and we shall know of the truth of your heart. Okay. Well, I read that out very poorly. Sorry about that, guys. Is he dead already? Oh, there's more Amphar over here. I quite like the dialogue on this quest, actually. Is that it? I'm used to being all tied up in my work, just not quite so literally. It's okay, don't worry, Canthans. Oh, there is an actual poet here. Greetings, I give you, in circumstances most odd, please help me out of here. They say a stitch in time saves 9, so what happens if you macrame instead? Oh, I'm an ignorant fool, I don't even know what that means. And Zenglu. Oh god, they all turned into afflicted. Oh shit, and Abaddon's creatures here. A blade of corruption, arm of insanity, a herald of nightmares. Oh my god. Well, there we go. That's them done. Quest updated. The Canthan costumer says, I can't promise I'll remember your name when my fashions hit the big time, but I'll try not to forget what you've done for me on this day. What was your name again? Such heroism, you will be remembered well in my poetry. Oh, so he's constantly speaking in it. That's pretty cool. I think it's time I considered my reasons for travelling. It appears the grass was only greener on the other side because it was plague infested. Wonderful. Okay. So, daggers are a girl's best friend. My blades have pierced the shuriken as surely as they have cut down these creatures, these demons. Through my steel I could feel the same evil. It can be no coincidence. There is something greater at work here. Come, Sunspears, it would seem my answers lie in a loner. Besides, I can't collect my pay from a dead afflicted, can I? Perhaps I need a new employer. So, excuse me, so she's a Mozing. We can actually go and get the reward for this now. And a Mozing is essentially just a masterless assassin. She's just a mercenary available for hire. But she gets some backstory and pretty much she wants vengeance for what happened. She wants to figure out the cause of the plague. Of course, we know it was to do with Shiro. And she just pretty much wants revenge. So she kind of comes along with you. And it kind of ties into the whole plot arc that everything leads to Abaddon. So she's sort of on a quest for revenge, and eventually she does find it, and if you want, she can be there fighting alongside Shiro with you. As I say though, I mean, assassin heroes people tend to not favour because the AI is not very good at all. Why do I keep doing this? I need to map to Kamadan. Yeah, so the hero AI is lacking a little, shall we say. Apparently there was going to be an update a while ago, but so far we haven't seen it. Anyway, so we want to speak to Clerk Arlon, I guess. For the reward, yeah, Clerk Arlon. God knows why Clerk Arlon, but there we go. Who says, let me just dot the I on your friend's temporary Sunspear visa and it will be complete. Oh, that's why we have to speak to him. Do you remember when we spoke to, what was his name? The Canthan person that we met in Cantha, and then we met him out here, and he was down at the Quadlanu Hamlet, and he'd washed up, and we spoke to this guy. So this is like the Foreign Affairs guy. That's cool how they do two completely different quests leading you to him. So there we go. Zenni was once a member of the Amphar gang in Cantha, but she broke with that criminal gang when it embraced the Canthan plague as a gift of the gods. Now she is Mozing, a travelling blade, a masterless assassin, selling her services to the highest bidder. We can additionally get some more information from her from the Nightfall manuscripts, which read as such. Zenni learned the ways of silent assassination as a member of the Amphar in Cantha. She broke with her criminal gang when that organisation embraced the Canthan plague as a gift of the gods. Now she is Mozing, a travelling blade, a masterless assassin, selling her services to the highest bidder. She feels guilty for the disease that overtook her former brothers and sisters, but the one constant in her life has been change. In the growing darkness, she has the feeling that an old familiar force is back, working from behind the scenes. She wants to confront whoever or whatever is ultimately responsible for the plague that stalked her land. So there we go. That's Zenni. just due to the fact that I've introduced her right at the end. We're probably not going to be seeing much of her. The second hero, though, is called Elias, and he's arguably way more interesting. So, word just came in from Tyria. Line Guard Figo in Lion's Arch sent a message to Kormir regarding some necromancer she met during her travels abroad. It appears this necromancer, Elias, has gotten himself into some trouble. The Sunspears need you to go in Kormir's place and find out what's going on with him. Can you help out one of our friends from across the sea? He sounds like he could be a super friend. Right, so let's do it. So yeah, the other one takes you to Tyria. One in Cantha, one in Tyria. And I like this one probably just because it's in Tyria, which means it's got a lot more relevance to Guild Wars 2, just because so much of the content that you learn about in Tyria is relevant rather than, you know, Ilona or Cantha. Anyway, so we're going to speak to Figo, I believe. And this quest has actually changed a lot since its initial implementation. I don't know why. I don't know why they changed it so much, but they have changed it a lot. And I've only ever done a new version of it. I say new, it came out a few years ago. But I've only ever done the new version of it once or twice, so I can't really remember very much about this. So this should be pretty good for me as well. Anyway, here's Lion Guard Figo. Out here on the docks. There's a Canthan woman that you can speak to over here. Yeah, Zhai Zhao Tai. Anyway, this guy says, I need to keep an eye on the boats and make sure nobody tries to smuggle any illegal materials into Kryta. You wouldn't believe what people try. One necromancer even tried to import animated remains of his wife. Yeah, that was this guy. Okay, so, you're one of Kormir's Sunspears? Great. When she passed through here, Kormir spoke highly of the necromancer Elias. If you're here to help him, you might want to hurry. His former comrades from the White Mantle recently kidnapped some more townsfolk they said had been chosen. The bloody fool ran out after them, raving something about meting out justice. Do you wish to pursue them? So this is completely changed. This actually takes you into an instance, which takes you to the Maguma jungle, which is pretty crazy. Your entire party will leave this outpost and be taken to the depths of the jungle, where you will help Elias search for the chosen. Are you sure you are ready to assist him? So a lot of the storyline of prophecies was to do with the White Mantle taking chosen people who were really destined to destroy the Messar and then sacrificing them on the Bloodstone to help keep the door of Kamali shut, which kept the Titans out. Which you of course all know about if you've played or seen it. And this kind of ties into this. So you've got Zenni was from the Amphar, and he was from the White Mantle, which is pretty cool. I like how they're both from enemy organisations. So here's Elias, pretty cool guy. He's used all the time in teams because 3 Necromancers, there's a specific team build which is ridiculously overpowered and nearly everybody uses to just steamroll their way through PvE. Anyway, so Elias, to ponder life is to ponder death. One cannot exist without the other. All for one and one for justice. More Sunspears come to Tyria. How interesting. Perhaps even ordained. You don't appear as strong as Kormir, but Grent tells me you'll be adequate to help me save the kidnapped townspeople from the White Mantle. And if not, you'll provide raw material for my army of minions. Lovely. So he's just as cold as any necromancer. And yeah, we're out here in the Maguma. Check this out. We're actually in the kind of an explorable version of Bloodstone Fen mission, which we saw ages ago. And yeah, I really like how they redid this and took you into an instance. It's just pretty cool, isn't it? So what we're going to do is go south. It's not a very long instance, so I doubt I have to cut much out. I'll try and skip what enemies I can. Oh, I forgot how good the Maguma actually looked. It feels nice coming back to some places in Tyria that you don't see very often. Though I can't say I'm too happy to be seeing these trolls, to be perfectly honest. Right, so there's the Bloodstone. This is where we had that massive long fight with Justicar Hablion. Well, it wasn't massive in the video, but it took me ages to kill him. Absolutely ages. I thought it was going to be impossible for me to kill him, but I did manage to do it. We also met Hablion later in Prophecies when I showed you the bonus mission pack, and he was there with Confessor Dorian and so on, and everybody was sort of all hanging out, all the old White Mantle leaders. Of course, it's long since been abandoned. There are many Bloodstones. I think there's 5, plus the Keystone in the Caldera at Abaddon's Mouth, which is all the way over here. By the way, the naming of that Abaddon's Mouth, do you think that's a coincidence? I don't think it is a coincidence. It's called Abaddon's Mouth, and it's where the Door of Kamali is, and the Door of Kamali seals up a portal to the realm of torment where Abaddon is. So even back in Prophecies, it was called Abaddon's Mouth. It could mean I don't entirely believe it, but it could mean that even back then, ArenaNet knew that they wanted to have sort of an old god, an old fallen god, which is pretty cool, isn't it? It's just nice to see the little links everywhere. Whether they thought of it straight away or whether they went back and added the connection. It doesn't really matter to me as long as the whole world feels coherent like that, and I just really like it. Right, so here we go, coming back up. You can see more soul batteries still here, which is quite weird, but the soul batteries are still here. And a white mantle guy we haven't met before says, "What is this that slithers behind our backs? Why, if it isn't the traitor Elias, has your god sent you here to escort the blasphemers to the underworld? Still your tongue, Eureli, lest the rot consume it. The hand of Grenth is a patient one, for he knows all will eventually come before him. Those people will be judged, but not now, and not by you. At this moment, Grenth has his eyes upon you. You always were a fool, Elias, self-righteous to the end. Very well, come, show me your justice, and I will prove that beliefs are broken as easily as the men who hold them." Brilliant little bit of dialogue there. So here's the Chosen, Crichton females and males, and just one boss. I've thought there were more things to fight, but no, here we go. So he's trying to activate the Bloodstone, and oh, we absolutely destroyed him. Your time has come, Eureli. Will you walk towards Grenth's embrace, or turn your back and be struck down as a coward? Look, surely this is a sign that our gods have not abandoned us. They come now, even in my time of need. And you guys can guess it. Abaddon sends his forces here. Check it out. An actual torment rift appears at a bloodstone, which really is one of the most important locations. You're not... No! Okay, so what manner of abominations are these? These are not the servants of Grenth. Okay, so if you missed that, they came and killed Eureli straight away, because Abaddon does not care. Alright, so they're all dead. Not bad at all, Sunspear. You're made of sterner material than mere bone and flesh. Perhaps you too have been touched by the hand of Grenth. These demons worry me, however. They are alien even to Grenth, and that does not bode well. It appears the land of Elona is in need of Grenth's justice. So, and we've saved these guys. And now we can go back, and Elias is a hero of ours. I believe we've finished it. Yeah, so return to Clark Arlon in Kamadan will be returned now. So anyway, here we go. Here's Clerk Arlon. Looks like your Necromancer friend's paperwork is all in order. He now has a temporary Sunspear visa that should last throughout his stay in Elona. Just tell him to keep his minions away from me. Dreadful things. So there we go, hero unlocked. Elias was a member of the White Mantle. However, an encounter at the Temple of Aegis convinced Elias he has a special mission as Grenth's Hand of Judgment. Those who perish and are returned to life are expected to live their lives well, lest Elias return them to Grenth's cold embrace. And he also gets extra information in the Guild Wars Nightfall manuscripts. He gets quite a bit more actually. He gets 2 paragraphs instead of 1. So, Elias used to take his marching orders from the White Mantle, but he now walks his own path. An encounter at the Temple of Aegis convinced Elias that he has been chosen for a special mission. He now serves as Grenth's personal Hand of Judgment, enacting what he sees as the will of his god. He lives by a simple code. Those who perish and return to life are expected by Grenth to live their lives well. If they do not, Elias ensures they are returned to the cold embrace of the Lord of Death. Mysterious events in Elona now compel him to act on Grenth's behalf. With strange disturbances in the land, Elias feels that the gods are threatened and that the dead themselves are uneasy in their eternal sleep. He has sworn an oath to Grenth that he will find the source of the strange malady and correct it, and if it involves sending new minions to Grenth, so much the better. Death and killing delight him. He is willing to discuss other matters, but strangely enough, most discussions seem to lead back to death and killing. Well, there we go, guys. My voice is hoarse. I've filmed so many episodes today. I'm sorry if maybe the commentary was a little bit worse today. But yeah, I've just really been rushing stuff out because I've got kind of big plans, hopefully if they work, for the next few episodes, in which we will be returning to the Realm of Torment and we will be finally checking out what is behind this gate. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you next time.